How y'all doing, everyone? Oh, cool. Nice. Thank you for laughing. I moved here about a year ago from New Orleans. Yeah? That's not how you say it? I said 2 words, you said 1 word. Make some noise if you've ever been to New Orleans. Did y'all happen to stumble upon this strip club called Scuttlebutts? No? It's a little bit outside the city. Actually, it's a pretty cool strip club. I actually walked in to Scuttlebutts one time with $50, and I walked out co-owner of Scuttlebutts. So, yeah. Y'all can come. I'm gonna turn half of it into a Piggly Wiggly. If you don't know what a Piggly Wiggly is a grocery store in the South and the Midwest that if you leave your kid there, they become the manager. So you can bring in there. You can cow tip at Scuttlebutts. That's what we call tipping the strippers. We're very body cow positive. I don't know. Yeah. When I lived in New Orleans, I used to play Pokemon Go on Bourbon Street. And one time I was playing Pokemon Go on Bourbon Street, and this dude came up to me. He was like, "Hey man, I got that coke and weed." And I was like, "I'm good." And he's like, "Anything you trying to catch tonight?" And I was like, "Pokemon." And he looked at me, he was like, "Pokemon, hmm? Let me try and find somebody I know got that." Yeah. So I did some heroin that night. That's what they call it, Pokemon. I moved here, like I said, I moved here about a year ago, and I drove in the snow for the very first time. And I think probably the hardest part about driving in the snow is texting. It's the hardest part. I had to tell my mom what I was doing. I was like, "Hey, guess what I'm doing?" And she was like, "Drinking?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but what else?" Don't judge me. I made it to work on time. Make some noise if you shop at Target. Yeah, there's a lot of Targets here. There's like over 20 Targets in the Denver area. In Louisiana, like per big city, there's only like 1 Target. And there's a dress code to get into the Targets. It's true, you can't wear jean shorts in the Targets in Louisiana. And it's fucked up because that's the only place in Louisiana that sells pants. So you gotta... You gotta either sew that shit or you gotta like order your pants off Amazon, which that's kind of tricky too because Amazon is banned in Louisiana because they sell books. Y'all got a lot of Targets. Y'all have too many Targets. I know y'all have too many Targets because I went inside a bad Target. They don't make that shit where I come from. I went inside a Target so bad, I thought I was in a thriving Kmart. I was like, "Oh shit, only half the aisles are empty and this lady's beating her kid, but she's not cussing." It's a good ass Kmart. Make some noise if you shop at Whole Foods. Yeah, very excited. I was actually just trying to see who doesn't like to be around poor people. I shop at Whole Foods, and I like the Whole Foods here are like kind of packed. Like down south, they're not too packed because nobody eats healthy in the South. Like if you tell somebody that you shop at Whole Foods in the South, they're like, "Oh, I bet you got the vaccine too, huh?" And they spit in your face and call you a pussy. Like, goddamn, Grandma. A lot of people think that the vaccine is like a Democrat mind control thing, and I actually took the vaccine, and I watched Hamilton, and I still thought that it sucked. So all this working, too much singing. Oh, Hamilton. Oh, you like singing? I don't know. For real though, if you know somebody looking for a fake vaccine card, tell them to hit me up. My job lets me use the computer and the printer, so I got the hookup. I sold one to this dude named Aaron Rodgers, and I think it's working out for him. As a comedian, it's actually in my contract that I'm supposed to tell y'all my political beliefs. Here's my first one. I think Joe Biden would be fun to do pills with. Yeah? Just like take a bunch of Percocets and stare at his teeth. He's just telling you a story he can't remember. And at the end of it, you're like, thank you, Mr. President. And he's like, oh shit, Barack is here right now. Another one of my strong political beliefs is I think Donald Trump probably wears a shirt to swim. Like, it's called a swimming shirt. It's not, it's like made of a special material so you can't see the true shape of his nipples, which the true shape of his nipples is a Q. Basically, to illustrate, it's like you got the nip part like that, like long like that, and it hangs over the areola sideways to make a Q. And it got that way from breastfeeding his kids. That's why his kids look like that. Melania thinks they're vampires, and she's trying to kill them because she's from Eastern Europe. But yeah. When Joe Biden eventually passes away from stepping on a rake, Kamala Harris will be the first woman president ever. And when that happens, some people will be like, well, she's also the first president to pee sitting down. And that is not true. That title goes to FDR. Don't act like I'm not right. Don't act like I'm not right. I got engaged last week. Thank you. I'm excited to have sex for the first time with a woman. That'll be cool. I heard it feels good. We live together, and we never go to bed mad at each other because the only couch in our house is a love seat. For example, I don't want to say some shit that's gonna make her so mad that I'm gonna have to sleep on the love seat. Like sometimes we'll be in arguments and I want to say something, but I don't because I don't want bad knees. Yeah. However, if we ever get a sectional, I do have some opinions about how she was raised. A little bit more about me. I'm of Cajun descent. You can tell I'm Cajun by my last name. My last name is Lonion. It literally rhymes with ha-ha. If you don't know what a Cajun is basically a white person that gets interviewed after a hurricane. My grandma looks like Lou Reed and my grandpa is a shrimp with a hat. I used to go fishing with my grandparents, and one time I fell in the river, and there was an alligator very close by, and my grandpa jumped in and saved me before the alligator can get me, because if an alligator eats your grandson, you lose your fishing license. One time my grandpa told me the only way to know if a possum's dead is to step on its head and pull its tail until it shits. I've been thinking about that for about 40 years, and that is not the only way to know if a possum's dead. That was just something he liked to do. All right, that's been my time, guys. Thank you guys very much.
Keep that love going for Lane, everybody. God damn, that was fun.